Gold, giving you that boxing advice that's golden, real, not second best, not third best, but golden. We're going to touch on the Ryan Garcia adventures. I've been debating whether to not speak on this or to speak on this, but I think it's time to speak on it. First of all, we want to say Mr. Garcia, the Ryan, is a professional boxer. And if he didn't have boxing, he is a social media star. He don't need boxing. He's got money. So when you got money, you hire professionals to take care of your needs. What needs? You hire nutritionists. You hire people that give you your supplements. Maybe they might be both in that one. You hire trainers. You even hire people that dress you. You hire your cut men. He's a professional boxer with buku money. That's what we want to say first to keep in mind. Gold. Gold boxing. Are you one of them haters on Ryan Garcia? Now let's talk about this. Under my channel, Kibo underscore 22, videos from way back when. I'm talking about even before the 19 was made and introduced to the world. I talked about how I liked Garcia and Benavidez. I wanted at that time the top young four dudes to face Lomachenko, but see who the top dude was because I knew it was going to be one of the four. You say, who are the four people? There's Tank, there was Devin, there was Tio, and there was Ryan. I felt for Ryan because I felt like he wasn't given his opportunity just because he was a social media star. People was overlooking him. I felt the way I felt for Benavidez. Like, man, this dude is the truth, but people ain't giving him his flowers. I feel like that in my own experiences. So, of course, I feel for not the underdogs, but the people that's getting treated as if they were underdogs, people that's not getting their flowers. So I did like Ryan. Now, since those four has evolved into young men and matured in the boxing world, Shakur Stevens has come around. The four young men aren't even in the same weight classes anymore. And they can float up or down. They're still close. But again, those four make money and they pay people, professionals, to get them through whatever. They know what's going in their body. They know what's going out their body. We live in a world where everybody smokes. And what they're smoking ain't as pure as it used to be. We're living in a world where masculinity is evil. We're living in a world where what's good and what's right is looked upon as weak and bad. So now we're debating if a man get caught with something illegal in his system to beat his opponent, we're arguing about, well, he would have won anyways. It was just a little bit in his system. He didn't know. It was just the cutting supplements. If it was such a little bit in his system, why aren't we all walking around with a little bit in our, of it? Because it was just a number that I can't even mention. It was a small number. Why we aren't all walking around with that little bit of? That's what I want to know. If it was such a small number, why is he playing y'all, not play y'all, but playing people on their emotions? And that's something I like Ryan still to this day, man. Dude will play people on their emotions. He's got the gift for the gab, just like Trump. They will play you on words and your emotions. But why is he out there bragging about drinking? Oh, he's just playing, isn't he? Why is it? Why is he smoking? Why is a man that didn't cut those last 2 pounds, and we know the process? See, everybody on here has so much to say in this new age. They're all athletes, all professional Twitter, just athletes. They know all everything. So why didn't he cut that 2 pounds? That don't matter. Devin looked past it. But why is he having to rehydrate with an IV? First of all, that's illegal too. Second of all, he had like he went through that little phase of cutting all that, dehydrating himself, which he did to a certain extent. But why do you need an IV? IV, beer, weed, talking, I'm not going to say crazy, but talking about everyday things that do happen, things he might have seen and went through, but why is he talking about it now? All that is to dilute what is really going on. That little bit of Austrian, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. That little bit of whatever they found wasn't even supposed to be found. The IV is supposed to flush it all out. Then on top of that, you drinking, that's supposed to flush it out. He wasn't even supposed to be caught with that little bit. So we're debating whether a man, it's okay to fail a drug test no matter what the situation is when you're a professional over beating Devin Haney. Ryan is still my dude. I like the way he play people on their emotions. He's gotten rich off. If you got the gift for the gab, then that's why a lot of YouTubers, that's why the YouTubers are making it. Ain't nobody giving real advice anymore. They playing you off of what you want to hear, making you buy something or getting your view. But again, we're living in that generation. See, if you have a daughter, you know she's emotional, especially in her teenage years. They'll tell her your frontal hasn't developed. It won't develop till you're 21 or 22, so you're gonna talk out of emotion. So if you and your homegirls get together and make this little click, y'all will really believe that 1 plus 1 equals 3. And anybody that don't agree with that is wrong. That's what's going on in this whole world. It's not just boxing. But everybody act like their frontal was messed up. Their frontal didn't develop. But is it what's going on in this stuff they smoking now? Because everybody smokes. Is it messing the frontals up where they can't think straight anymore? It's just weird. So everybody's arguing and debating off of emotion rather than facts. You would 1 plus 1 will never equal 3. A cheater should never be able to have a debate on whether he won a fight or not. Not unless they really can prove he didn't mean to cheat. And the thing is, my boy Ryan wasn't even going to get punished. He messed himself up by saying some crazy stuff daily, whether it was true or not. He messed this up by bragging to people, oh, that dude ain't never going to heal. The stuff he was saying, we're having positive vibes today. I laughed about that. Ryan's something else. But it's like they had to slap him on the hand with something because he was doing too much. And that's sad. That's like the Canelo, the meat, Mexican meat. I'm going to have to get me some of that if it's filled with all them good supplements, nutrition too. I'm going to have to get me some of that sent over here. That good old Clint mineral meat. But that's what's going on with the Ryan Garcia situation. Now put that on top of Devin beat the man-made star. He beat the next best thing since Muhammad Ali, says the ESPN uh, leader Bob Arum, right? Top Rank and ESPN had connections. I forget all that, but they had connections. So if a man is broadcasting a man to be better than Ali, and in the sports of boxing is catered to casuals, and the casuals think they're all the hardcore fans, you're telling everybody this man is better than Ali. When I seen Floyd Mayweather, I seen Pernell Whitaker. You're saying, well, those are two brothers. I seen Manny Pacquiao and his feet work. But y'all telling me this man-made star is the next best thing. Devin says he will never lose to a white boy. There goes that population for him, right? On top of that, you're facing a Latino, amigo. There goes your fan for that side. Ryan passes more for he don't really look like amigo. He don't act like him. So there goes all the fans. Then you got the brothers. No loyalty whatsoever. They hate Devin because why? His daddy used to be a street dude, still might be a street dude, allegedly, but has turned that money into getting it from boxing for believing in his son wholeheartedly. So why are the brothers mad at Devin? Because he never could dodge that left hook. And you say, well, why would you say that? That's what they say. They the ones that gave Ryan, who keep his ears to the street, who plays people off their emotion, all the outings. It was brothers the one that said, well, if he would have failed the test, man, they wouldn't have let him fight. See, Ryan was going with the ashwagandha. He didn't know where to turn to until brother said that. He heard that. His team heard that. Then he went with that. If I would have failed, why would they have let me fight? Then you got other brothers. Well, man, he was cutting weight and he didn't know what was in them supplements, and them supplement companies ain't telling everything that's in them supplements. No, man, and ain't y'all brothers athletes? Them supplement companies been got in trouble for that in the late 90s, early 2000s for doing that. Nowadays, they tell too much of what's in the supplements because it don't be enough in the supplements. The illegal ones, they make you stack them. Them days been gone. That's brothers giving Ryan an outing. Then you got the Migos. I would never argue against Amigo against his own people. That's loyalty. I'm not going to argue with loyalty. That wins over anything. I'm proud of them for that. They know Canelo ain't no pound for pound. But I'm not gonna argue with Amigo about his own people. Last thing Devin did was out of them four I named earlier, I believe that Ryan was the weakest link back then. So if Ryan came in 3 pounds over, he was thinking Ryan could never beat me. At the same time, you got to think back. If you look back at all them pictures, Ryan faced every one of them boys. So Ryan came up with all them boys. They all got the same skill trade, just in different ways, and they all forget that. So Ryan was a pushover, but not that much of a pushover. I know of some people that was in Devin Haney's camp after the fight, and Devin said I got heart because I got kept getting up. And Dev, you're not Tyson Fury. You're not Lomachenko. You're not the foreigners that American love. One of the only mistakes that you made, and I still think you will make, is you trying to please the fans. It is okay to be a villain. You have to look out for your safety. Don't overlook people. If they don't like you, don't go out your way to please them. They're going to keep watching you like they do Floyd. They act like they like him, but they don't. And even I can't stand Floyd no more. But he's the GOAT because he knew when to get out at one time. I don't know what's going on with Floyd. But people didn't tune in to watch his feet work. What they say, he was running. Even though I thought boxing is the sweet science of to hit and not get hit. They wanted to see Floyd lose. So when you get back in the sport, Devin Haney, quit trying to please folks. As for Ryan Garcia, Ryan was wrong in every way. I give kudos to the way you use the people. You got the gift of the gab. But that's my 2 cents on this situation. Boxing is so messed up, but that's why I love boxing. It's a man's and woman's for real soap opera, but it's just a small thing of truth. That's what's going on in the real world. We might can control boxing, but you can't control what's going on in the real world like you can in boxing. Everything's the same. You got your high wigs controlling it. Everything's the same. Just a little bit more control in boxing. Gold, name change coming soon, but that's why I stand on the Ryan Garcia controversy. Subscribe, like, comment.